Hey everybody, just thought we would run you through our website that we released earlier, about a month and a half ago in November of 23. It's got a lot of the information that everyone needs, so I wanted to run through a few of it. Note that we will be sending out a pre-race packet prior to the race for both runners and then another one for the volunteers. But we wanted to throw this out there just to have this little piece of info for everyone to kind of utilize. So this is our website, theshippey.com. Homepage right here. Just going to kind of jump through a few of these tabs, not all of them, just a few that are of most importance for you. So first and foremost, I want us to jump up here to the race info. A lot of what we're going to be sending out as far as information for the packet and the race weekend will come from this section. So under here, we're just going to drop down a few of these menus, starting with runner info. You click on that, it has our schedule of events as far as Saturday start times, Sunday start times, our packet pickups. Notice that Friday night is open to everybody. Saturday in the morning is for 100Ks and 100-mile relays. The relays, even though they start at noon on Saturday, they need to make sure they get to a packet pickup either Friday night or Saturday morning. Then we have the Saturday night for the 40 miles and then 20 on Sunday morning. Pre-race dinner is for all the solo 100K runners. And if anyone purchased any meal tickets, they would be for that as well. The race briefing will be at 6:30 until 8. And that's open to anybody to get some course logistics, information, ask questions, all that kind of fun stuff as well. In here, we've got a little mapping of the area, just some very basic as far as some of the information of the reservation. Those just some basic information there. So parking lot areas. Notice that our start finish is right here. This is our Emerson Center. This is Furjup. There's a little lot right here, big lot right here in front of Emerson, a gravel lot here. There will be cones boarding off anybody to go too far in this one, and this is a gravel lot right here. Cars are not allowed to go any further past that, or they should not go any further past that. And no car should drive on the road to Svergep. That's for race volunteers and officials only. Again, this is the inside of Emerson, a very big open air area. This is where all the camping is. So again, it's open air. These are garage doors. Depending on the weather, they could be open. They may be closed. Most likely they'll be closed. But this is where you'll set up your indoor tents, your mattresses, your cots, whatever that may be for your spacing. Coming further down, this is Svergep aid station. We'll be going in right here, out over here. Some basic information for aid stations, drop bags. Those don't get them too large. We are cupless, so make sure you do bring something to use for drinks. We have basic information on here as far as what we'll be offering, basic nutritions. We do have, or we are mindful of specific diets, but we're not going to hit them all. Guarantee that. We'll try. Highly Hydration is our liquid electrolyte mix from here in St. Louis. Notice that Pacers, 40 miles or more for 100K and 100 milers, or after 5 p.m. on Saturday. Only one pacer at a time. Pacers are to register on Ultra Sign Up, so if they haven't already, make sure you send your Pacers there. We will have added paper waivers and bibs on site, but if you can register ahead of time, it makes it incredibly easy for us. Runner tracking will be from Final Lap Racing, as it has for every year for us so far. We're incredibly grateful for their partnership and help with this event, and so much more that they're doing for us with us this year. So they will be on course. Live tracking, we'll send out that prior to the race, so that way loved ones and crew and whatnot can follow us throughout the day, follow you throughout the day. Next, I'm going to jump on here, jump to the crew and pacer. Crew, only give aid in the aid stations, basic information. We also ask that in here, we do have luxury of indoor aid stations. Svergep is larger, so you can have more crew in there, but we are asking you strongly to maintain one person per runner at start finish, because it is a tighter space. You get more of the people in there, both runners and crew. It gets tight and it gets hard to work in there. So you can always stay outside a little bit too if you need to do some really crew swaps and stuff like that. There's some plenty of room out there. Granted, it's colder, but you don't want to stay inside too long. Good information in there. More pacer information. Kind of again, link right here for pacer registration if it's needed. Relay teams. There's a blurb in here as well. So we have a little information in there. Notice that on the 20-mile leg, every runner needs to run at least one leg. There's 5 legs. You have 5-person teams, so that means each person will run one leg. Doesn't matter the order. You figure that out. 100 milers, again, every person needs to run at least one leg. That's the little things that make up the 20-mile loop. How that works is totally up to you. We've had people do it many different ways. You can break that and shake that the way you see fit for your team. They'll be using bracelets. These bracelets are to be worn on the outside of clothing, not in your packs. You'll change those at each station. They can go on your ankle, on the outside of your packs, or on your wrist. If you lose them, you could be liable for charging them. And if you lose them in a leg, you may have to go back and find it. So make sure you keep those readily available and handy. Lodging. A lot of the times, this is where the crews stay in Emerson and just have like a kind of like their indoor camping area where they can go back and eat. We do have food. We do ask that those that are not running on the relay teams, as far as like those that are in waiting, don't just be eating out of our aid stations. Those are for our runners on course. Priority number 1. Jump down to registration policy. Kind of some basic stuff. Just know that there's no registration cancellation. You must do it prior 1 week. There's no, if you don't want a DNS, and there's no refunds on that. Bib transfers again must be done 1 week prior, so January 5th this year. Same for the distance change, 1 week prior. No refunds for dropping. You will pay the difference for going up. We did add this year. Being that we're a Trail Sister approved race, it was awesome that they're actually adding it now for 24. That all Trail Sister approved races must have a pregnancy or postpartum policy. So if someone was to find out that they were pregnant or postpartum and were unable to adequately train and then needed to defer, we do have a 30-day request policy. So if there was any of that, we do have that policy in. And at this time, we have no deferral or refund policies to date. Rules and safety, just some basic information in there. Just be courteous. Let people pass if they're faster than you. Let's really keep these trails nice and clean. So let's practice the no trace left behind. If you're going to use headphones, keep them low so you can hear your surroundings. We're in the woods. We don't know what's going to happen. We do have some basic first aid, but know yourselves, crew, know your runners, and if it deems necessary, there may be times where we have to pull you from the course or hold you back just to make sure that you are healthy, because first and foremost is your safety, not the finish. So we want to make sure you're out there and you're safe. Please respect the parking crew. Park where you're supposed to, not where you're not supposed to. Weather and safety, you can brief through this. It's could be cold, could be warm, could be rainy, could be snowy. We don't know, but make sure you're paying attention to this. Right now, it looks like it's going to be cold overnight, especially, so pack accordingly. These are just estimates as far as average highs and average lows. We're probably going to be in these lows for sure. May not even hit the highs. Note the sunrise and sunset as far as your headlamps and lighting needs goes. 100 milers, you're going to be starting with headlamps. Trails conditions, you're going to witness a freeze thaw most likely, unless it stays colder. During the day, the trails may thaw out and will get a little sloppy at times on different legs, but be aware of that, especially if it does happen to ice over. Be aware of that on the rocks and the hills. Take your time. Let's get you all safe and sound to the finishes. Lodging. We were jury in suites. You were to register by the 29th for that discounted rate. We do have a couple other hotels on here, so you can zip through there if you want. You can take a look at our awards. These are really quickly just some of those awards that we're going to have out there. If you went one direction, if you went last year and you run the same direction this year, and then any consequential year afterwards, you will be qualifying for the multi-directional awards. So you have to run the same distance. And we do have 250, 500, 750, and 1,000 mile completed awards. So we do have those out there. Link right here will take you to an awesome spreadsheet. The spreadsheet shows all-time milers. Eric Buckley is 300, so he's out there in the lead. The only one in one of those mileage clubs thus far. So there's that. We'll keep that going a long term. So yeah. And then on the results, we have historical results. You'll have live results going on here. We did note we do have history on the different directions. We're going counterclockwise this year. So we do have this in there because UltraSignup does not recognize multi-directions, but we do have all of the different directions or times and whatnot on here. So if you want to ever look back to those, we definitely have those readily available for you as well. Here's the real one: course information, course details. That's where you're going to get a good portion of your details. And notice that we have on there a disclaimer. Know that these are on private property. So we do ask, for those of you that look for the training runs, we did offer 2 this past year, and we try to do that when available. But don't just sneak out onto the trails, because we've really worked hard with the Boy Scouts, the Rangers out there, and all of them to get our permission to be out there and be able to utilize their trails and make their trails better, and then showcase them for you all. So let's please work to keep that going. Our course, there's the generic map on here. It doesn't show either multi-direction on here. It shows us the different legs, how the course is laid out. Know that it's 5 legs making up one 20-mile loop. So legs are the interloopals. The loops are the 20-mile, 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 depending on how far you're going. We have the 2 aid stations, the start-finish, and Sverjup. So notice that you can read through here, and you'll see a lot of information. Again, all of this will be coming out again in your runner packet that I encourage you all to look at. Distance elevations are estimates. They're close. We take a lot of data now, so they are definitely some close estimates. So take a look at those. Cutoffs and pace charts. Make sure you're mindful of those. All distances cut off Sunday at 4 p.m. and Sverjup will shut down at 2 p.m. on Sunday, which means all runners must be on leg 5, or either mile 95, mile 55, mile 35, or mile 15 or more by 2 p.m. on Sunday. And these are just the generic pace charts for all of those. Course markings. We went some more permanent signage this year, so you're going to see a lot more of these. All of the pink is what you're going to be noticing. Pink ground flags. You're going to be noticing pink ribbons in the clothespins in the trees. Pink. That is what you're looking for, and or these signs that do not enter. The arrows with the reflectors. Leg differentials. These are going to be near, closer to the aid station, telling you which direction to go to start legs. So those are going to be what you're looking for. As far as trail markings, anything other than those, like permanent signage on trees, are not ours. Those are the Beaumont. Even the spray paint stuff on the trees is not ours. Lastly, we do have on here the counterclockwise and the clockwise direction legs with arrows on here and maps. So this is where we take the larger map, and we actually put the arrows on here to show that this distance along is leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, leg 4, and leg 5. We have the distances on there. We have the ascent and descent, and we have the GPX files on there. And we have the 20-mile GPX, the 40, the 100K, the 100-mile, and then the GPX for each leg. So the leg ones are more important for your relay runners. Your single GPX files will be more important for those that are running the single 20, 40, 100K, or 100-mile courses. And then this is a 20-mile profile. So note, this is 20 miles. This will double for the 40, triple for the 100K, and times 5 for 100 mile. So note, all of these GPX are close approximates, taking into effect that all distance and elevation are also approximates. So don't rely solely on it. Make sure you're also focusing on that course marking that I showed you up in the details there. But we do have all that in there. Otherwise, I think that's about a good synopsis of our website. There's more in there. There's some frequently asked questions. You can contact us down here if you ever need, or email prracemanager@gmail.com. Facebook, either at the Shippey or the Shippey Runners group page. And we're also on Instagram, so you can catch us there. We also have volunteer opportunities if you're ever looking for that, whether it's for the actual race itself or for trail work ahead of time. So those of you that are looking for trail work for those bigger races, we have those opportunities there, and you can always drop us a line. Like I said, that's kind of our website. Just to kind of touch through there. A couple of videos from last year's event. Awesome sponsors and partners this year that we are incredibly thankful for having and bringing on board. And then just briefly, just to kind of get a last part in here. So up here is Highway 44. Most of you are going to come in from up this way, down that direction. Turn in right here, there's the gate. Drive in through the reservation, 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. Emerson is pinned right there. That's the main hub building. And then there's the big parking lot here. Spurge Up is down here. Note that there's a gravel lot there that you can park in. There's a gravel lot here and here. Large lots here. And then the large gravel lot here with the start finish being right there. There's also a very large parking lot here. It just takes you a little bit more time to walk down to the start finish or further. But should that be needed, it is there. Please don't park along the roads or go anything past this gravel lot at the corner there. So again, hit us up if you have any questions. We just kind of want to showcase the website, what it has out there for you. Again, hit us up if you have any questions. If you haven't yet, register. We're filling up. Or volunteer. Got a couple spots there for you as well.